This video just has a few examples of things you could model on an aided language board while you're blowing bubbles with your child. So let's get started. I don't have a printer at home, so wherever this cursor is on the screen, just pretend I'm pointing to that. And that's what you should do at home, is you should point to it. If you don't have a printer, but you have a tablet, you can try putting this up on the tablet, but I know a lot of kids are probably just gonna want to play with whatever's on the tablet, but you can give it a shot, or on your phone or computer if you want. So I might start off by saying, I want bubbles, here's bubbles, and then kind of pausing, seeing if the child says anything. Then we could model, let's open bubbles, and open it. You could say, model it again, so say, I opened bubbles. Let's blow bubbles. You can get it. You could also model wand here. You could say, let's get the wand. Then say, blow bubbles, and blow some bubbles. You can catch them and then talk about it. So you can say, ooh, this is a big bubble. It's so big. Then you could model, let's pop the bubble. Let's pop, pop. And then show them the picture again, pop. You could also get a few bubbles and have, you could say, I do it, and pop. You could say, you do it, and have them pop it. That's a good thing for them to learn to request too, is I do and you do. So if we model that a lot, it'll be helpful for them. Pop's one you're gonna frequently use, probably blow. Even just I want bubbles is a good one. I want more bubbles if your child's at that point. After you blow them and you need more, you could model, oh, let's put the wand. So you could say, let's put the wand in, and then put it in the bubbles. You could add put to that. If your child's combining 3 syllables, you could say, let's put the wand in. If your child's at single words, you can just say in and put it in, and then model out and take it out. You can comment, oh, my hands are all wet from the bubbles. That's yucky. So you can use those words. You could blow bubbles up high. You could blow bubbles down low. You could take the top off, or you could say, oh, I'm gonna put the top on, and then put the top of the bubbles on. And if they start to walk away, you could say, okay, you're all done. If they want more, if they show you want more, you could say, oh, let's open. So kind of go based on what they are showing you that they want. All the aided language boards I send home will have help and yes and no in the corners. So you can use yes and no to ask a question. So you could say, do you want more bubbles? Or you want to do bubbles? And if you know they want to, help them point to yes. If they don't do it independently, if you know they don't want to, same thing with no. You could have them ask for help. So either help me blow bubbles if they can't blow them themselves, help me open, help me catch a bubble on the wand. There's a lot you could do with help, or just in general if they get stuck on something. Using that help sign is really a great skill to work on. But some other things you could model, little bubbles, big bubbles, careful. You could say, careful, don't spill it, or spill. Careful, don't spill it. And don't worry if you have to take a minute to find the symbols on here. The more you use them, the more used to it you'll get. So I know some kids like to eat the bubbles. So you could say, no, don't eat the bubbles. Or you could even just say, don't eat if they're on 2 words or 1 word. And then you can comment and say, that's yucky. Some kids will find that really funny and it'll make them do it more. But I mean, bubbles are non-toxic, so it's really not the worst thing in the world. They could even request, I want to eat the bubbles. And you could say, no, that's yucky, don't eat the bubbles, and turn it into kind of a game. You could talk about if they spill, you could talk about that. Uh-oh, we spilled the bubbles, or the bubbles spilled. It's all wet, yuck, let's wipe it up. So there's really a lot you can do with this board. If you run out of bubbles, you could say, oh, it's empty, we're all done. Where do you want me to blow the bubbles? Where should I blow them? Should I blow up or blow down? Those kinds of things. So this is really something that just start off modeling it, so you're pointing to it. Some of your children will be very familiar with them because we use them in school, but if they're not going to it themselves after you've modeled it a few times, especially something like I want bubbles or open, um, hand over hand prompt them to touch those really quickly before you blow the bubbles. So if you have any questions, feel free to reach out. And if there's any toys that you have at home that you think your child could use a language board for, or if there's any activities, either daily routines like bath time, if you have a way to laminate this, or meal times are a great one. I could make one for watching shows if that's what you're doing at home. I could really make a language board for anything. So feel free to reach out and ask, because it really does help your child's language grow, especially if they're just at that point where they're kind of starting to talk, or if they're at the point where they're really combining words now. It helps them form some more sentences. So feel free to reach out.